cars in the pro scene. Oh my goodness, savage from Sebadam. He just bumped the bananas out of Turbo. That was a bit risky by Turbo, and he's been sent absolutely flying up in the air, but he does quite well, lands on the boost. Hey, Banshee 777, thanks for that, dude. I'll definitely try my best to keep up the good work. It's good pressure. Look at Turbo's boost situation there. Pretty desperate, but he kept pressuring anyway, and then he just ruined everything. Sebadam actually missed the open goal. Yes, he has, and he's missed the rebound as well. Turbo could have scored on the counter-attack if he just realized that Sebadam was missing. Seb tried to get the ball on top of his car, failed to do so. Not the greatest play coming out at the start of this game. A lot of misplays. Sebadam should have equalized right there, because Turbo completely whiffed on an extremely risky wall shot. Change the title though? Oh yeah, I should change the title. There we go. And yeah, what a save by Turbo. Not the greatest game so far. Turbo completely whiffing on a save. Sebadam whiffing on an open net earlier. Okay, both of them coming off pretty even here, but Turbo will get possession. It's a little bit of an awkward position. He goes for the hard clear. You didn't want to get pressured by Sebadam with the ball awkward like that. Who'd take it in old 3v3? The old Kapow squad or F3 squad with Jazer as sub for Greasy. Probably F3 with Jazer. The old Kapow never really got to a super high level. Oh, that's a nice 50-50 by Seb. Really, really good. He got a bait for Turbo, and Turbo bit really hard. Yeah. Sebadam is known for his ability to flick really high, and Turbo was pretty scared of that, went lunging in, immediately regretted his decision because Sebadam just forced it under him. Hey, Jukulele, I'm gonna call you, like ukulele with a J. Thanks for the sub, dude. Really appreciate that support. Welcome to the channel. First time subscriber. So this game continues to be pretty close. We have to remember there was a minute like taken off the start of this game because Sebadam disconnected from the lobby. I don't know what happened. I've never seen that happen before, where the lobby just kicks you out, but you're still online. But there's only a minute 30 left. Oh, and another really big chance for Sebadam. He could score this if he plays his cards right, and he does. Decent power slide round the ball into the open net. Another low 50-50. And Turbo saying he wants that 1 minute back. Of course, Turbo, because he is losing, the clock is working against him. I've actually never seen these guys play 1v1 against each other before. Turbo is, although he's extremely high rated in 1v1 on the ladder, he doesn't play many 1v1 tournaments. But Sebadam, on the other hand, plays loads of 1v1 tournaments. So I've seen Seb play ones a ton more than I've seen Turbo play ones. But most of the recent time, like I've said, Sebadam's been playing Octane, so this is a bit of a playstyle change for him. Turbo bringing out the demo to bring the game back to 1 goal. Oh, so close. Sebadam off the inside of the upright. Doing an okay job. That was a bit risky by Seb. And he's probably going to have to cede possession here. Turns before getting the mid boost though. Really nice play by Seb to turn like that. I don't think Turbo expected it. And an air roll shot for the finish. Really nice stuff by Sebadam. That turn, I really don't think Turbo expected him to do that. You also got the ping advantage. It's Turbo. 12 to 28. Massive ping advantage. You have the better RLCS team advantage, says Sebadam. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Sebadam's RLCS team are 0 wins and 4 losses. They're the G2 of EU. They're not doing very well. Yeah, Prime subs are exactly the same. I get the same money from a Prime sub as I would from a regular sub. But, of course, Prime subs, it's a free feature of Twitch Prime. It's only free in the sense that you've already got Twitch Prime. It doesn't cost anything additional. What a flick by Sebadam. My goodness. The tall cars really can flick the ball ridiculously high. Or when I say I didn't mean tall, I meant long cars. Fake. Oh, that was prime opportunity for a fake right there by Sebadam. Fake would have been a guaranteed goal because Turbo was lunging. He didn't need a goal, but I would have loved to see a fake at the end there. Regardless, he does take game 1. Turbo saying his back hurts every match after the RLCS. Who is this picture of Sebadam? Who is that? I don't know who that is. Yeah, I don't get less money from a Twitch Prime sub. It's exactly the same. Why did Marky stop doing the backflip shot? Well, Marky never plays 1v1s on stream because he lags and he doesn't like lagging and playing. So he usually just plays not 1v1 on stream. Oh, that's 1-0. I thought Seb was going to save it. I looked away. Marshmallow 550. Thanks for the Twitch Prime sub, dude. I really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Do I think Takumi is viable? Yep. Very viable. This is a chance to get a second goal from some kickoff pressure. So what Turbo tried to do there is he tried to like dodge to the side underneath the ball and catch it with the front right corner of his car. And then he left his net open. Because if you can get underneath the ball and dodge like to the right underneath it, the top of your car on the right hand side, if you're dodging left, just whips it underneath the ball and it catches the underside of the ball, pops it really, really fast. And you can get a lot of height on it. It's probably my favorite way to pop the ball if you're trying to dribble and get the ball over someone. Oh my goodness, Sebadam's power slides are just a beauty to behold. He's really on point with his power sliding. Leaving a big net for Turbo to shoot at. That should have been a goal. The upper 90 on the right hand side was beckoning, but he gets the goal on the continued pressure. So will Turbo be able to take game 1 or game 2? He said that the warm-up is now over and he's done with losing. He doesn't want to lose anymore to Sebadam. Probably going to pressure the ball despite his low boost situation. Nope, change of plan from Turbo. I don't like the change of plan though, because now this is a massive chance for Sebadam, which goes astray, but not because of how difficult the shot was. Sebadam really should have scored that. When Turbo ran away from the ball in the midfield like that, I really didn't like that play at all. I think Sebadam should have scored most of the time from that position. But he missed on his shot quite badly. He won't miss this rebound off the wall immediately after the kickoff. A lot of people complain that they can't beat the Octane in kickoffs, but Sebadam doing just fine right now. Could I tell what the most effective situations to fake out your opponent are? There's a few. The most obvious and effective way to fake an opponent is when they are coming off the wall to make a save and you're on the ground and the ball isn't really moving. If they're coming off the wall or the ceiling to make a save, they have to pre-jump your shot or else they will not be able to get back in time. Similar to Sebadam right now. So any situation that involves the opponent pre-jumping to actually be able to save your shot, perfect opportunity to fake them. Hey, Beasting RL, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub, dude. Oh my goodness, another kickoff goal for Sebadam. He's gonna turtle it. Oh no, he went for the turtle dodge instead. Beasting RL though, I appreciate that support. Welcome to the channel. Why should the Octane have a kickoff advantage? Because it has a taller hitbox, so the ball is less likely to get forced over the top of it. But so long as you can hit the ball square in the middle, height-wise, like right on the equator of the ball, then you're just fine with any car. Yeah, Turbo's probably going to back off here. Seb's going to put some pressure on him, throw the ball high. Turbo's had to waste some boost and Seb's full boost. Oh my goodness, the savage bump by Seb. He's got to look out for Turbo bumping him, and he does so, jumping over Turbo. I think that Turbo got that boost. Yeah, he must have, or else Sebadam would have continued his pressure. Turbo going for another bump. I'll actually take this time. I almost forgot to announce that I have a pretty cool idea planned. I think you guys are going to like it. So what I'm going to do is ask all of you guys who are subscribers on my channel. I'll announce this on Twitter and I'll, make a post about it so everybody sees this. But for my subscribers, because I know a lot of people have been asking for something for subscribers to do, I'll tell you what I want you to do. If you are a sub on my Twitch, I'll just make a quick note, that's not the same as a subscriber on YouTube. If you're a sub on my Twitch, what I'm going to ask you guys to do is get into 1v1 in ranked 1v1 at whatever rating you're at, doesn't matter. And what you need to do is try to win a game by only scoring mind games. You're only allowed to score mind games. Okay? And then you can... I'm going to make a chat on my Discord for you guys who are subs. Only my subs will be able to see this chat. And it's for you guys to put your replays of the games that you have played. It can either be, you know, a close game or a win, where all you're doing is scoring mind games. And I'll pick out my favorites and I'll show them on stream. How does that sound? I think it sounds pretty funny. I want to see where that goes. Oh my goodness, what a save by Sebadam. Complete read on Turbo's shot in a very low boost situation. There's a mind game by Turbo. You see what I mean? Sebadam has to pre-jump there. Oh, it gets Turbo. He has to let it roll in. He just tries to let it roll in to get the double mind game. I can respect that. Sebadam only going to get faked once though. But yeah, I'll make a post about that later in more detail. Yeah, the short story of it is my Twitch subscribers send me your replays of you guys trying to 1v1 people by only scoring mind games, and then I'll show my favorite 3 replays on stream. I'll make a video out of it. It should be quite a lot of fun. I think that mind games are just the best thing ever in 1v1. There's a lot of people that they never practice mind games and they don't really know. Oh, Turbo with the rebound off the inside of the post. Hota Bay, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. I hope that's because you're so keen to start your mind games in 1v1s. Beasting RL? No, send me replays. What will happen is that I'll make a chat on my Discord. Oh my, this savagery from Turbo. I'm gonna make a text chat on my Discord channel, which is publicly available to all of you. If you type !Discord in the chat, you can see it. I'll make a text chat in there, and all my subs who want to give me their replays of them faking out their opponent a whole bunch in one game. And bear in mind, they're only allowed to score by faking. No other goals except mind games. You're only allowed to score with mind games. And bonus points if you tell your opponent that you're only going to try and score with mind games at the start of the game. And then, of course, in that subscribers Discord text chat, that's where you can send me the replays. You can put them in there, and I'll download them, check them out. But the mind games won't be effective if the opposition player sees you're only trying to fake. Exactly, that's the point. Is like he might even know that you're going to do it, but you're still going to keep doing it anyway. It might be really low scoring, but it could be really funny. I think it's not a good strategy to only try and score mind games, but it'll be really, really funny. So I want to do it. Turbo, meanwhile, while I've been going through all this, has just been systematically bullying Sebadam and just taking him down in the second game. He just demolished him. And he did get, of course, one mind game. Told you, warm-up's over. It says not Turbopolsa. It is Turbopolsa, for anybody who's wondering. RLCS Elite, so we know that this account was played on at the LAN. Yeah, can you hit the ball after you mind game your opponent? Sure, you can. All you need to do is, before you score, you have to make the opponent miss the ball. You have to mind game before you can score. A mind game that you're going to mind game? Nah, dude, you've got to actually mind game. There's lots of different ways to mind game people. There's lots of different ways to mind game people. You can get creative with it. All you have to do is make the opponent jump past the ball, and it's considered a mind game. Turbopolsa getting the orange team this time, which for him is the pink team. He's got some nice pink tunikas on the go. I'm surprised that Turbo didn't go for a little more of an angle on that first touch, because he couldn't really hit that ball anywhere except straight down the middle after his first touch went in the forward direction. I also don't like that Turbo just backed off there. He's going to be under a lot of pressure right now. That was a really good save though. Hitting it into the ceiling and making it bounce down behind Sebadam so that Seb couldn't keep attacking. Oh, Turbo's found a gap as well, and it barely squeaks in. Mr. Poopy Butthole, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub, dude. Welcome to the channel. I appreciate the support. What if you go up against someone else who's also only trying to score mind games? Then that will be the greatest thing I've ever seen. If both of my subs match up against each other in ranked, then that's awesome. I will press tab and make sure that it's ranked. If it isn't ranked, it doesn't count. I don't want anybody bullying somebody in unranked 1v1s. It's got to be ranked. It's got to be a close matchup, and then you've got to just mind game the crap out of your opponent. Desert Damage with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that support. Welcome. How do you mind game that which has no mind? That is a good question. This is not going to be an easy challenge. I don't expect many people to win at all using this strategy, so be prepared for the worst. I might try it I'll try it on stream, I think. At least once or twice. I'll try and only score by mind games. It's going to be super difficult. So Turbo is actually just rinsing Sebadam now. I feel like Sebadam is struggling to get any meaningful pressure in the midfield. Turbo just able to deal with everything that Sebadam is throwing at him right now. So we'll see right now. This is a great chance for Sebadam to, work the ball forward, but Turbo just has a perfect read on what he's doing and tackles him at the earliest possible moment. What time does RLCS start? RLCS starts in about 2.5 hours. I will host RLCS, so you won't miss anything. I'm not going to be streaming when RLCS is online. People will smurf. I will be able to tell if people are just way, way better than their opponent. Don't worry. I'll be able to tell if somebody is just vastly outclassing their opponent. Oh, Jackus, it's you. Awesome. Mr. Poopy Butthole is your Twitch Prime sub. Had to use it since it's free. Thanks, dude. That's awesome. Nah, you guys are getting way too technical. It has to be what we know as a mind game. That's where you just make the opponent jump past the ball. Like, sure, there's lots of different levels of them, but there are different types of mind game in Rocket League. But I want mind game goals. Hey, Jackus, with another monster cheer. Chairs everywhere. Thanks, dude. He's just absolutely filling the glass with chairs today. Oh yes, I just realized that every time that I've alt-tabbed, you guys have been able to see that. So sorry if I've ruined the immersion. I've turned it off now. Sebadam, let's see if he can actually get a goal. He's struggling to break Turbo's midfield defense at the moment. Turbo doing a great job just contesting everything that Sebadam throws his way. So here we go. Big chance for Sebadam again. Turbo's is backing off. Sebadam not able to put a threatening shot on the net. Fires it near post when Turbo was. And the other key thing to notice here is that every time that Sebadam is taking one shot at Turbo's goal, Turbo is usually turning that around and then he has possession. There's been no consistent pressure from Sebadam. He does get one breakaway goal though. 50-50s with goalkeepers, very often going in favor of the player who is defending. You do not have a problem. The first step of rehab is admitting that you have a problem, of course. Mind game, maybe? See, there's a big chance for Turbo to get a mind game there. Oh, Sebadam should have saved this. Not the greatest challenge, but Turbo gets maybe a bit fortunate. Just dodges into the ball. Yeah, Sebadam just dodging way too high into that. That's a glass. You thought it was a bin? Yeah, it's pretty much a bin. So this is another good chance for mind games. Is when you're popping the ball in front of the opponent's goal and then you jump to pretend to do a mini aerial and then they jump to try and block your mini aerial and you actually don't hit the ball. You just let it fall underneath them. Sebadam finds another. He's back within 3. This is the sort of continued pressure that Sebadam's been lacking all game. Of course, that save is a bit lacking on Turbo's half as well. He probably should have got it safely into the corner. A player of his caliber. Nice air roll by Turbo to keep the height on that shot. Very well done. We look at Turbo here. Air rolls so that his forward dodge, like he's straight front flipping into that ball. And because he air rolled to face the ball, his front flip hits the ball head on, giving it the maximum power. Any tips on matching the height of the ball in an aerial? It's all just practice, man. It's all just practice. Just take a mental note of what you're doing wrong. If you fly too high, then next time fly a bit lower. If you fly too low, next time fly a bit higher. That's the sort of correction that you need to make. It was a good try by Turbo. He was going for a one touch and then a well shot from deep inside his own half, because in this sort of position you can actually get really a lot of distance on a clear when the ball is just rolling up the wall, the tiny little curve at the bottom of the wall. If you hit it right after the ball rolls up that wall on the underside, you can get it deep into the opposition half, if not their goal. But Turbo's going to take this game. Sebadam tried to get back into it, but he did struggle for the most part of this game to really put a dent in Turbo's defense, and Turbo did a pretty good job in exploiting Sebadam's mistakes defensively. Sebadam says warm-up over for him now. He's oh my goodness, more chairs. Oh, the little chairs is getting demolished. Just getting completely demolished. Thank you so much, Jackus. You're way too kind, dude. Way too kind. Let me check. I'm keeping an eye on who's online. We're gonna start Sweden versus Finland in about what do you call it? Wait, did Sebadam leave the party or get kicked again? I think he got kicked. Wait. I don't know what happened to Sebadam. I didn't read, so I'll just re-invite him and see if he comes back. I'm so confused. Sebadam keeps on like getting kicked out the lobby. Did he say something? I didn't read the chat. Okay. Yeah, Sebadam joined the match. Oh, is he gonna give the ball away like an honorable man? He is. Yeah, honor by Sebadam right there. Giving possession to the opponent to start us off in game 4. I thought maybe Sebadam was going out to change car, but he is still in the Dominus, so that was not the reason. And he might have missed another long shot. He has. He's not even close on that one. What advice do I have for Sebadam to beat Turbo? He just needs to get better at ground shots. Sebadam's ground shots they're not as powerful as they could be from the midfield. His ground shots are sometimes lacking power because he doesn't front flip through the ball. He kind of side flips past the ball, so he doesn't get the maximum amount of power. I think he just needs to try and threaten Turbo more in that regard, because he's trying to go for a lot of dribbling moves and flicks, but Turbo is just challenging him so early a lot of the time, and that's just because Turbo doesn't really feel threatened by Sebadam's shots. But if Sebadam rips a couple of shots, like really really hard long shots at Turbo's net, then Turbo's gonna have to back off a lot more, because he'll be obviously respecting those. Good jump by Turbo to get over Sebadam, who was going for the bump. So for me, Sebadam just needs to work on his shots, his shooting, and he needs to be a little bit careful. Oh, he just gave the ball to Turbo. That's not good by Sebadam. He was a bit over eager to get the counter attack going here, and he flipped past the ball. How to save, or practicing on saving aerial shadow goals. So I imagine what you mean there is that you're facing your own goal and the ball is lobbing over you, and you have to, you know, do an overhead save. What I would say is just try to ignore the fact that you're backwards and just try and fly up and hit the underside of the ball. Just hit the ball right on the bottom, Because if you can hit the ball right on the underside, then it's probably going to go into the ceiling above your net and fall to one of the sides. It's very unlikely that the ball's just going to come straight down in your net. Oh, Sebadam turning a bit too wide here. He did a good job defending his own wall. If we look at where he is, he's defending the wall, but he's not defending the goal. Who is MVP in Canada versus USA? You think Luchino, the silent killer? It was pretty close between, I'd say, Latch and Squishy, but Sad Jr. had a key role in that team. He didn't like see Squishy scoring a ton of goals and try to get involved. This should be a goal for Sebadam, and it is. Continued pressure from Seb, something he was lacking in the games he lost, so that's good to see. Oh, and news for anybody who is tuning in for Sweden versus Finland. X3MW is actually online. Oh my goodness, he's probably going to make it. He's going to make it, he's not going to flake. Is this going to go straight down? It is. Oh, Sebadam could have scored if he had believed that the ball was coming straight down. It's so hard to know. Like pre-jumping on a backboard rebound like that, where it's just going straight down off the curve. Very difficult. Sebadam more than capable of getting backwards off the wall. Getting some proper distance on that clear. Turbo going for a dribble instead of a hard clear. Can't get the ball bouncing though. There you go, that's the other option. Just going for a hard clear from that position. Just rip the shot up the wall. And it can really get some distance on it. Sebadam's just giving Turbo a ton of respect here, but the respect has been returned. Both of them were so afraid that the other was going to come and hit the ball over them that they both backed off. When it is difficult sometimes to tell if you are closer to the ball than your opponent. And right there, see that shot? That needs to be on target for Sebadam, or needs to be super high over the net at least. He needs to try and get those shots into positions that are difficult for Turbo to defend, and he's done it again. He's in his corner when he should be in the net. Oh, Sebadam. So yeah, two goals conceded this game from Seb. Just giving Turbo way too much space in his own corner, but he's able to continue the pressure, and after a couple of even 50-50s, he gets Turbo to flip past the ball. Turbo's saying, have you ever lost a 50-50? But I mean, that was just Turbo's fault. He didn't flip into the ball. He flipped past it. And there's a good 50-50 for Turbo. Sebadam with the save though, using his own post, really close to an own goal, but that's all he could do, and well done. And he semi-fakes out Turbo. Turbo is lunging at the near post, expecting Sebadam to hit this really early, but Sebadam just went for the slow shot right here. He just went for the slow shot. That here is awful. Bye now. Alright, see you later, dude. Johan 2000. Are you really 2000 birthday? Of course, people who were born in the year 2000 are now 16 years old. That is scary. That is pretty scary to me. I always think of people who are born in the 2000s as babies, but they're not anymore, because time has gone by. Now you're a big 16-year-old. A big boy. Oh, Turbo going for the backflip dribble. He was baiting Sebadam to lunge in front of him, and that's exactly what Sebadam needs to start doing. Now Turbo has to show him some respect, because this is what Sebadam has been lacking. The long shot into the goal. He's been missing these all series. Now he finally gets one on target. Will he stay disciplined on the face-off? Yes, he will. That's one of the things that you have to be so good at in 1v1, is just staying disciplined on the face-off, because sometimes you work really hard to get a goal and then the other player just gets a kick-off goal because you've beamed your approach. Oh, is Turbo gonna go for another backflip? Yes, he is! He does the same move. This time it does work. He gets Sebadam to lunge forward and hits it behind him. This is one of my favorite dribbling moves. Just going past the ball and backflipping to put it back the opposite direction. Really nicely done by Turbo. He didn't get the most height or speed on the ball, but Sebadam had already lunged forward, so it's difficult to get back in time. Turbo is not interested in letting Sebadam equalize this series. He wants to get his third win in a row. I'm expecting an aerial here, and he misfires, shooting way too low. Sebadam should score. Oh dear, that's another misfired shot though. Turbo knows it's wide. Sebadam was going for bottom right, bottom left, because he didn't want to give Turbo the chance to save it, but honestly, he should probably just go for a hook shot in that position. Just hook into the ball, no need to flip, just let the let your car's hitbox stay low, go for the high arc, because then the options for Turbo is either go for the save, and then Sebadam can probably continue attacking, or Turbo has to leave it and hope that it misses, which is a difficult call to make. Or try and control it, which is, again, really difficult. So I think that the hook shot would have been much better there. That's a lot better now from Seb. He decides to back off and go for the boost steal. I'm not entirely against this move. I think this is fine. And he goes for the low 50-50. Turbo is pressuring really well, given it he is pretty low in boost this whole time. Gives Sebadam a ton of space though. Hey, it's Notorious. Thank you for the Twitch Prime sub, my man. Welcome to the channel. Oh, bar down and high. Will Sebadam be able to recover? Yes, he will. Forces the own goal by Turbo. He's going to get the equalizer for the series by taking the game in overtime. But yes, Notorious, I appreciate that, dude. Welcome to the channel. Is this the first game? No, it is not. That was the fourth game. They are now tied up. Sebadam took game 1. Turbo took games 2 and 3 pretty comfortably. And then Sebadam gets a win in overtime in game 4. So hopefully we can get one more game. Alright, I'll say one more game if you are keen. Because we can't stop after 2-all. We need to decide this best of 5 right here, right now. Hopefully Sebadam doesn't get kicked from the lobby again, because that's been happening. Okay, he's in. And Turbo is not. Oh, Sebadam joined! Why did he join? Oh, Sebadam, you've beamed it. Why would you do that? Oh, for crying out loud. He joined too early. I don't think... Yeah, I think I need to kick Turbo and get him back in. Okay, let me do it. There's some sort of bug that's kicking people from the party, so... This time Turbo didn't get to join, and then Sebadam joined the game early, so... I'm so confused. What's going on? He says again. Okay, let me try again. To be honest, we should just remake this. This is so unprofessional. We'll just let them play it out if they want to play. Yeah, they do. Okay, they're just going to start with no first face-off. Sebadam's going to give possession to Turbo. I'm not sure what this issue is, but there's some sort of problem with private matches, I guess. Sebadam going for a turn when Turbo really didn't expect him to do so. Okay, so we don't get a first face-off and we're about 30 seconds shy of a full match, but pretty close. We'll just keep playing, so we don't waste any time. Let's see. Oh, demo by Turbo. This should be really difficult for Sebadam to defend because he has got at most 40 boost here. Oh, such a good shot by Turbo. Really close, but he actually hits the inside of the post, which means that Sebadam can just collect the possession. Sebadam goes for the redirect from midfield. Turbo has got a flip to make it back in time. Oh, he can't get it out. He hits it off his own post and then gets the own goal. That was pretty close, not gonna lie. That was a misplayed jump in that position by Turbo, and then he just couldn't keep it out. Pretty close. That was definitely savable. Misplay by Turbo, it has to be said. Maestro's asking me, do I have an extra Dominus? I think he means Dominus GT. I think he means Dominus GT. I'll tell him I can check. I can check after this. But meanwhile, Turbo's going to equalize unless he's going to flip the wrong way, which he didn't. What up, Gary? How you doing, man? In about 2 hours and 15 minutes, I will host the Rocket League Rocket League Championship Series channel. You are right, I will. Just sweet retard. I think even I know what that means. Excuse my French. Is that like the real way to say that, or is it just like mock French? I'm not sure. But I'm checking to see where Turbo is. He was thinking about going for a bump. Can be risky to do that though. Oh my goodness, Sebadam risking getting demoed that whole time. So unlucky. Or so he's a bit risky, like I said. Driving around like that, just barely in front of your opponent. Pretty intense stuff here. Reminiscent of game 1 and last game. Ooh, Sebadam thought about just controlling that ball, but he did dodge into it instead. Oh, and he's taking a wide line. What is he doing? But he's made it back in time. This is not going to be easy to save the follow-up, and Turbo finds the net. Yeah, that line by Sebadam is a little bit wide, and Turbo gets the good power slide. And despite not putting it in the very corner of the goal, it was enough to get it past Sebadam. I don't know why Turbo wants the 30 seconds back when you're winning, the clock is on your side. I must say I'm a huge fan of this Dominus GT, or no, regular Dominus snakeskin. That's probably the best non black market decal in the game. Snakeskin. It looks so good. I think it's so cool. Not sure what you guys think about snakeskin, but I love it. I think you can also get X-Devil snakeskin, can't you? Or is it the new, is it just a regular X-Devil snakeskin, or the X-Devil import body snakeskin? Oh, Sebadam's caught Turbo off his line and he gets the shot from distance. This is the sort of thing that Sebadam has not been doing well this whole series, but now he finally gets it. Long shot over Turbo into the net. And now Turbo has to show Sebadam some more respect. He can't just be in Sebadam's face like he has been this whole series, because Sebadam is starting to score goals over the top of him. And the more that Sebadam can score the goals exactly like that one, the more distance Turbo will have to back off. Turbo actually missed the corner boost. He's completely starved at the moment on boost. So this is why Sebadam can be really aggressive. He knows that Turbo's out of boost. Not the greatest setup for that off and on by Seb. And Turbo's half flip is going to continue to pressure. He's got this boost back under control, but Sebadam's still on the ball. There's the classic Turbopolsa close pressure. That's maybe in. Sebadam not sure, so he does go for the save. And Sebadam's sticking off ball cam because he knows if he turns on ball cam there, he won't be able to see what Turbo's doing. And he wants to be able to see that. But oh no, the miss on the ball. Sebadam really needed the slightest of touches right there. He really needed the slightest of touches. And then Turbo just turns around and sees, oh, Sebadam just missed. Okay. Yeah, I think if Sebadam and Turbo had an interview battle, Sebadam would easily win. The only person who could have a chance against Sebadam in interviews is probably Doomsy. Oh, what a save by Turbo! How did he get back for that one? That was a really, really nice save. Seb going for the first touch on the ground shot. He needs to nail this, but again, he's firing wide. He's back to the old Sebadam, who's missing midfield shots. Just no pressure being dealt with that shot, or a shot of that caliber. Boost steal for Seb. Turbo is continuing to pressure and he gets the demo. Huge play by Turbo to get the demo right there. And the 360 windmill turtle goal. Not bad. Oh, he barely caught up. Sebadam saying that he need the pay to win car isn't faster. Oh, there's breakout snakeskin? Oh, that's pretty cool. I talk a lot of smack, but I'm just telling you the honest truth, my friend. That there are lots of misplays, even at the highest level of Rocket League competition at the moment. There are tons of misplays. We're not even close to the skill ceiling in this game. I don't even know if the skill ceiling can be reached, but one day some player is going to come along and just blow everybody away. That player probably isn't even playing Rocket League at the moment. That player probably isn't even playing Rocket League. I bet that there's the best player of all time probably isn't even playing the game. Yet, I reckon. Turbo going for the rebound at the near post. Sebadam, easy save, but he's not going to be able to take another game in the series. The series will go to Turbo. He tries to own goal at the end, and he gets it. He brings it within one, scoring exactly on 0 seconds just to make sure that he can win the series. Oh, that's why Turbo's car's faster. He's got a slipstream decal. That's pretty good. I've never heard that one before. Alright, so that was Sebadam against Turbopolsa. Turbo taking it 3-2. I think he did deserve that. Sebadam's long shots were not putting enough pressure for the most part of that series. He did get a couple in the last 2 games, but definitely something he needs to work on. Turbo feeling pretty comfortable for the most part of that series.